What's up, YouTube? We're gonna be doing some crime reacts. So, or we'll be reacting to this one video, but let's go ahead and get into it.
On emergency, do you need police, fire, or paramedics?
I'm saying police. I'm driving north on Linda, and there was three gunshots at the Walgreens, and there were when I drove by, there were two people down, two males and one female.
When police arrived at the Walgreens parking lot, they were met with a chaotic and devastating scene. Two men were lying on the ground, both suffering from gunshot wounds. One of them, Emmett Corrigan, was pronounced dead at the scene. The other was Deputy Robert Hall, who was still alive, but gravely injured. Nearby, Robert's wife, Candy Hall, appeared physically unharmed. She was found sobbing over her husband's body, telling officers she had just witnessed everything unfold. A handgun was discovered only a few feet away, and investigators quickly determined it was the only weapon at the scene. Robert was rushed to the hospital for emergency treatment. Meanwhile, Candy was escorted to the police department, and she was placed into an interrogation room to give her
You think
account
she
of
did
what
it,
just
chat?
happened. Before the detectives sit down with Candy, they decide to stop at the hospital to see if Robert could tell them his side of the story.
Do you remember what happened to you, bud? And what happened at Walgreens?
Wife.
Oh,
Your wife?
Where's my wife?
She's safe. Was she with you?
Yes.
so was it her?
Did she meet you there?
Yes.
Did you go there to meet somebody, or did you go there to buy something?
No, my daughter said my wife was there.
Your daughter told you that your wife was there?
Yes.
Hey Rob, do you remember there being an altercation or anything with anybody?
Yes, there was another guy there.
There was another guy there.
Yes.
What happened with the other guy?
He fought.
He fought with you
Yes.
Okay, so it was a
what?
different guy.
Wife.
over your wife? What happened during the fight, Rob? You don't know?
Did you know this guy that you fought with over your wife?
Yeah, it's her boss.
It's her boss?
Okay. What was
Hey.
the fight about, Rob?
But wife, he shot me.
Shot him over his wife?
Investigators were unable to get any
Dude.
more information from Robert. However,
This
they
is
were able
sad.
to confirm that the firearm found at the scene belonged to his wife, Candy. So the question was, how did two men get shot with the same gun, and what led to the shooting? In order to get more answers,
So did she shoot
detectives
him?
begin their interview with Candy.
Or what?
At this point,
She might have
Candy has
shot
no idea if her husband is dead or alive.
the boss after the boss shot him.
Oh, God, please, God, please. How long have you and your husband married? 17 years. Long time. What does she do for work?
Dude, 17 years? No way. I don't think she shot him.
He works for Ada County Sheriff. Oh, he does? Mm-hmm. He's a deputy? Mm-hmm. How did all three of you guys end up at the Walgreens? I was at Walgreens earlier, and so was Emmett. And, well, I didn't know he was there, and I went and got my prescription. And then when I was leaving out there, we had a big case. We've been doing really well at work. And we started talking, and he's like, hey, I'm going to go get some gas. And I know his wife and his 5 kids. And I said, oh, okay.
Candy claims she went to Walgreens to pick up her medication when she saw her employer, Emmett Corrigan, also picking up medication of his own. Candy was a paralegal, and Emmett was a lawyer. Candy tells detectives that they were working on a big case, so Emmett asked her to go with him to get gas, so they could discuss the case further. When they returned to Walgreens, her husband was there waiting.
And we drove back, and Rob was...
Did he think she was cheating? That could have been why. That's insane. Either way, I mean, wow.
there at Walgreens, and I knew that because my daughter had called, and Rob called me earlier, and oh God, and we were all talking outside, and I said, I'm gonna go, the girls were calling me, and I had my keys in my hand, I had my purse, and I turned around and I heard pop, 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 and I didn't know what it was, and I was like, what? And I turned around and I hear Emmett go, and kind of like, and he fell, and then I looked over Rob, and he's on the ground, and blood all over him. I was like, oh my
Dude,
God. So I put my
what?
hand on it. God.
This is just sad all around. Oh my gosh.
Please, God. Please, 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 God.
The officer watching Candy leaves the room to check and see where the detectives are that are supposed to be interviewing her. While the officer is away, she receives an update on Robert's condition.
He's stable condition.
Oh, God.
The gunshot wound didn't penetrate anything, so he's talking to the other officer right now. So
Thank you so much. Oh,
he's doing okay right now.
no, God. Please.
Like you said he thought it was just kind of a scratch mark. They kind of just grazed the top of his head. So.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God.
Okay.
Oh, God.
So I'll give you some more information when I get it. Okay, a detective should be here in a few minutes to talk to you. All right.
When do I not know?
Where was Rob at when you guys went and got gas and you guys pulled up? Was he?
He was in the truck.
He was sitting in his truck.
He just got out, and he and I, we've not been good, but we've been.
Now, if you know you and your husband isn't good, why are you going off with another man somewhere? That just raises more flags. But I mean, at the same time, it is about the job, and her husband should know. Wow. All around messed up case.
Talking about splitting and stuff because it's been bad for a while,
Oh, wow.
3 years, and but not, anyways. So he was very, 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 very jealous of, well, not very jealous. I don't want to say that. He was just upset about my.
That's why you can't get jealous. That's what it would do to you. You gotta be careful out there.
My actions lately, which is just basically, I just had enough. And it being younger and good looking, whatever. He assumed, which he's been assuming for like 7 months, that, we were having some toward affair, which is not true. I actually know his wife and his kids, and they've been in my work and everything, but Rob.
Wow. So he thought that she was having an affair with him. She should have, well, she probably did explain that what she just said about knowing the kids and the wife and all. Like, sounds like this husband is a little crazy.
Didn't want to hear that.
Despite their age difference and the fact that Emmett was married with 5 children, the police would later find emails between Emmett and Candy.
5 children? Bro, 5 children. That's insane. Insane. 5.
Proving that they had been having a very serious relationship for quite some time.
And he was upset when he got out of the truck, and he was talking to Emmett, and they kind of had words, but that was it. And then this car drove by. I turned around to walk back to my car. Car drove by, and I heard this pop, pop, and I just, wow, oh, God.
That's sad. That's so sad.
Oh, God. And then I see Emmett on the ground, and I see Rob on the ground, and I just freak out. I'm hoping, I'm praying they have cameras outside of Walgreens in that parking lot.
They do. From what I understand, they do. So.
It turns out that Walgreens did have cameras, and the detectives quickly gained access to them. The first video shows Candy arriving at Walgreens, where she would get into Emmett's truck and leave. While they're gone, we see Robert's truck pulling in, and the deputy getting out. He enters the store like a man on a mission. He walks down the aisles looking for his wife. When he realizes she isn't there, he goes back out to his truck, and he waits for them to return. Unfortunately, there were no cameras where the shooting took place, and since Candy is a sole eyewitness, it's important that she is interviewed, and hopefully she can explain how 2 men were shot with a single gun.
Okay, so we've got a whole bunch of detectives out piecing this together. Okay.
Yeah, because that's weird. How's both of them shot with one gun? Do they take it out of each other's hands? Like, did she shoot one? Guess we'll find out.
And are you good with talking with us right now? I mean, you got brought down here as a witness, and the way I'm looking at this is, are you willing to voluntarily talk to us and tell us what happened tonight?
Yeah, absolutely.
I would imagine it was a horrible event. You work in a law office. Please help us put this together as best as we can. We'll match statements with evidence. I mean, you know how police work goes, I guess.
know. I do it all day long.
Okay. Where does this thing start?
Basically at home.
Who's all involved tonight?
It would be Robert, my husband, and Emmett Corrigan, who is my boss and friend. Rob, my husband, he has had a really hard time, and no fault to him or anything, but with me working with Emmett being younger and, aggressive attorney, and I have been working with him since October, and he got jealous at a point, but we were bad in our relationship, so all those emotions came mixing it. So when I went and got gas at Fred Meyer with Emmett, and then we were driving back, and my daughter called me, and she said, "Mom, where are you?" I'm on my way back. I told her I was with Michelle, and that is my best friend Michelle, because I didn't want to tell her who I was with.
Okay.
And she told her dad, I could hear her saying, she's with Michelle. But I said, I have to pick up my car at Walgreens. Okay, because that's where it is. I left my car at Walgreens.
Okay.
And I said, we're just driving around, is what I told Hannah on the phone. Michelle and I are driving around. Dad and I have had a bad night, and I'm talking to Michelle. That's what I said. So then Rob calls, and he calls me, and I pick up, and he's like, "What are you doing?" And I said, "I am out." And he said, "Are you out with Emmett?" And I said, "I am." And he said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "We're just talking." And then Emmett.
Look what I got right here. Got a good old view. Almost got it. There you go. Just shake it up. Do y'all shake y'all's yoo-hoos? If you don't, you're weird. Literally says, shake it on the bottom. Now listen, wait. Listen. Oh, well. That thing is good.
Goes, let me talk to him. And so Emmett got on the phone, and he said, "Rob, we're talking about," and Rob must have said something like, "What are you talking about?" He said, we're just talking about life. That's all. And then Emmett got really upset with Rob on the phone and said something like, "Break your head," or something like that. And I looked at him, and I kind of hit him on the shoulder, and I go, "What are you doing?" And I grabbed the phone, and I said, "I'll be there in just a second." And so when we pulled up, he parked the way he was, and Emmett got out of the truck, and I got out, and I stood there, and Rob came up, and Emmett's a very aggressive man. He bodybuilds, so he's really pumped up all the time, and he got like this close up into Rob's face. And I remember, and I'm all, "Hey, knock it off. This is ridiculous." And then they exchanged some words about Emmett was, trying to down Rob. And I looked at Emmett, I said, "Knock it off." And I said, "This is enough. Let's all be adults here and just leave. It's, whatever." Emmett said, "What are you going to do, Rob? You gonna hit me?" Rob goes, "I'm not going to hit you. I can't do anything, And I said, "Okay, look, I'm leaving." And the next thing I knew is this car went by me, and I don't know where it went. I waited for this car to go by, and I just said, "Okay, I need to go. Hannah's at home. She just called me." And I turned around and walked to my car, and I hear pop, pop, and then pop. And that's all I heard. And I turned around, and both of them are laying on the ground. What in the world? I didn't even know what the pop, pop was. It almost sounded like balloons popping. And I'm like, and I ran over, and I see this blood gush. I didn't see Emmett at this point, because Emmett was kind of like on his, like this, and I didn't know what was going on, and I just see all this blood gushing down his rough face. So I went over, and I covered. He had this wound on his top of his head, and I'm covered, and I'm calling 911. And then I'm like, "Rob," and I'm screaming in his ear, "Stop, then I took my hand off of it after I was talking to 911, and then I ran over to see what was wrong, and like what was going on, and I think had a shot here because there was stuff on the ground, and he had water like coming out of his nose, and I just freaked, and then I look up and Rod's standing up, and I was like, oh my God, get down, and he's walking towards me like in a daze, like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, and then there was a gun over by Rob, and I like not by him, but like over to the side where when he was walking to me, they're in like right in the center, and he went down to grab it, and I go, no, and I grabbed it from him, and
Deary, she shot one of them, and now she's trying to make up a story, and like they're gonna check for fingerprints, and this is her story about how her fingerprints are on the thing. Maybe, I don't know. Well, I guess we'll see.
then he's walking after me, and I'm holding on to him like this. I'm like, no, and I tossed the gun like this, like, no, and then he collapsed where we ended, where the paramedics got him. That's where we ended, and I shoved the gun, I just threw it like in the street, like in the middle of the street, like just to get away. Yep. And that's exactly what happened, and then I just freaked out. I didn't know what to do.
I've got to share this. You can get car insurance for as low as $22 per month. Take a look.
Candy claims to have handled the firearm after it had been fired, which would have explained why her fingerprints had been found on the weapon.
See?
The problem is, how did two men get shot with the same gun?
I'm telling you.
Candy has already lied about having an affair with Emmett, so detectives are concerned she is lying about the gun.
Anyway.
I'm telling you. She shot one of them, and that was her way of, saying she had her fingerprints on the gun without making her guilty. I'm telling you, that's it.
Because I just grabbed the gun, and I'm walking with him like what?
So did you pick up the gun?
I did.
Okay, so you carried the gun for a distance.
Yeah, and I pushed it over to, and I just threw, like, well, I kind of went like this, and I just put it in the middle of the street because I didn't know, was he going for the gun? Was he going for something? I don't know. I have no idea. He was.
You heard pop, like a pause?
Yep.
Okay. Like how long of a pause? And those are time questions can be tough, but
seconds.
Okay, but a definite pause.
Yeah, it was pop. There's nothing going on. He was here.
If my theory is right, and she is a pretty good actor.
I was here. It's not uncommon how late he's there. He has 5 children at home, and in fact, he was getting Dayquil or something to that nature. And you're gonna effing hit me? You're gonna effing hit me, Rob? Is that what you're gonna do? You're gonna effing hit me? And Rob's like, I'm not gonna hit you. And Emmett goes, why? You don't want to lose your job, do you? You don't want to. And Rob's like, I'm not gonna hit you. I just want to know what is going. And he goes. Emmett goes, because you're a jerk. That's why you're a so, I mean, he was in his face.
Emmett's in Rob's face.
Mm-hmm. And Rob's like, hey, you know what? I want to know why you're with my wife. And I said, Robert. And I looked at him, I go, Pop, I'm an adult here. I can be with who I want to be with, you know him. It's not like he's a stranger or anything like that. And he's like, you don't want to do that, Rob. You don't want to get in my face. You don't want to do that. I'll break your head. Sorry, but that's what he was. The last thing I do know is, that's when I said, look, enough. I need to go. Hannah called. I need to go. You guys, Emmett, get back in your truck. I told him, Emmett, get back in your truck. Go. Rob, come with me. We need to go home. Okay, I gotta go. Hannah called me. I gotta go. And I turned around to walk to my car, and that's when I heard it.
Before the detectives figure out how the two men were shot, they want to focus on Candy and Emmett's relationship. As I said before, the police found emails and text messages between them, showing that they were involved in a very serious relationship.
Are you and Emmett involved in a romantic relationship?
No.
Uh-oh, she got caught.
Have you ever been romantic with Emmett?
No.
Have you been sexual with Emmett?
No. When officers were coming up and everything was going on so much, I did not tell them that I had picked the gun up and put it in the, just put it away, just scooted away because I didn't know what he was doing. I go, no, and I picked it up and I just scooted it in the street.
So your fingerprints will be on it?
Yes, they will.
Okay. Have you ever been arrested?
No.
Okay, so we'll probably need to get your fingerprints.
Yeah.
Okay.
I worked for Ada County prosecutors, so they took my fingerprints.
Yeah, but I don't know if they're in the same database.
Okay, sure.
We'll work through that. Was it truly coincidental that Emmett was going to Walgreens at the same time that you were going to be there, or was this you guys were going to meet and talk?
Purely coincidental.
All right. In Rob's eyes, did this certainly look bad, finding you and Emmett together?
Yes.
You come home, you have a shot of tequila, this is your Friday, but Rob's there.
Yep.
You guys have some discussion?
Yes.
That doesn't go well?
He's like, yeah, well, you haven't been wanting to talk to me. Every day you come home, you're tired, this and that. And I'm like, I am. Candy, why don't you just tell me you're having an affair? I said, I'm not having an affair. I don't know what you want me to say. And he said, I don't believe you. I truly think that you are involved with Emmett. I said, I'm not. I know you think that because the way that we communicate with cases, text, on the phone, everything, I get that. The fact of the matter is I'm not.
Help me understand. I mean,
sure.
You must be really emotionally attached to Emmett.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah, I mean, yes, I think I am.
I just want to understand the dynamics.
Sure. No, I think I'm very attracted to him, and in the sense of emotional, yeah, because it's one of those things. He picks me up, and boosts my ego or whatever. I don't know, confidence. I want to say not ego, but confidence. And I think it was at a point where I started really feeling happy the last 6 months and better about myself. My parents saw it in me. I mean, I'm not so codependent where I'm so scared to be by myself or anything like that. I'm fine.
Could that be the standoffishness that Rob's been seeing in you?
Yes.
The male side, when a husband asks the wife, are you having an affair? Well, he's thinking sex, correct?
Oh, yeah. I mean, well, no, actually, Rob even said it's emotional, isn't it, Candy? And I said, it is. I admitted to him that I was attracted to Emmett.
Well, the first thing we want to do is collect gunshot residue, see if there's any gunshot residue from your hands.
Okay.
So we have a kit for that.
All right.
We're going to collect your clothes because they have blood on them, and that'll maybe help piece the puzzle together.
Sure.
You might have a little bit on your face.
Probably, yeah.
No, don't touch anymore.
Oh, sorry.
We might swab a couple spots there.
That's fine.
And kind of treat you as a mini crime scene.
The officer does a gunshot residue test on Candy's hands to see if she pulled the trigger. What he finds strange is that the firearm that was used belongs to Candy. Why would a deputy use his wife's gun when he had access to his own higher caliber firearms?
I wish I knew.
That's a good point.
Happened. I just want to know. I mean, there wasn't even any fighting. There was no punching. There was nothing. God.
Oh, I was going to ask you, the gun that you picked up and moved?
Yes.
Do you recognize that gun?
No, I don't.
Ever seen it before?
Uh-oh. That's her gun. And she just said it was not. We got a liar, pants on fire.
Your life?
I didn't have a chance to even look at it,
Chat, clip that. Clip that. She's lying right now. Lying straight to that officer's face.
I just know it was little.
And
all I know.
did we cover where you thought that came from?
No. I don't know. I have no idea.
You don't know how that got introduced into the equation tonight?
I have no idea.
Okay.
The results would come back negative. However, this was not definitive evidence that Candy wasn't the shooter. Gunshot residue can be removed by washing or wiping hands, sweating, rubbing hands together, and even passing time. Some firearms, especially small caliber weapons, like the one found at the crime scene, produce very little residue. Despite her many contradictions and lies, Candy was released, but she wouldn't stay free for very long. Meanwhile, Robert was finally released from the hospital after recovering from his gunshot wound, and he would be interviewed by a detective.
I know you've spoken to one of our officers initially about this, but since you got released, I wanted to, talk to you about what happened, what led up to all this. I mean, how we ended up here today.
Since I've been in the hospital, I haven't been able to call my daughters or my parents or my wife or anybody.
Okay.
I have no idea what's...
That's why we came in today to, try and talk to you and get your side of this.
Yeah, I better talk to an attorney first, so...
Okay. From here, we'll just have the officers that brought you here just transport you over to the county jail, and they'll book you in there.
Robert refused to talk to the police, so he would be arrested and charged with murder. A shotgun residue test had been done on Robert while he was in the hospital, and it came back positive. This led investigators to believe that Robert was the shooter, but they still had to answer one haunting question. Was Robert shot during a struggle for the weapon, or did he turn the gun on himself after Emmett went down? Ballistics would show that the firearm was at least 3 feet away from Emmett when he was shot, so it wasn't likely to have gone off during a struggle.
So she didn't
if
do
we
it?
are to believe Candy, to this day, only Robert knows the answer to that question. Robert would be convicted of second-degree murder, and he was sentenced to 30 years in prison. Candy was not charged in relation to this case. However, a year later, she would be sentenced to 2 years in prison for grand theft. Candy was accused of stealing over $30,000 from a former law firm where she had worked. After serving her 2-year prison sentence, Candy remained on probation for 12 more years.
You had an affair with her husband, and he wound up getting murdered, but you seem highly offended by this whole thing.
Look, I understand, and I am so sorry
Dang, wait, she's on Dr. Phil. How long ago was this?
about everything. I understand how...
Have you told the truth for all of this?
The truth of what I know, yes.
Did the judge say you were a liar?
Yes.
Did he say you were the biggest liar he had ever heard since he had been on the bench?
Yes. And he was saying that in the 32 years that he was on the bench, he has never heard anybody change their story as much.
Did she change her story?
From what I could tell.
Was there one story where she saw what happened and another story where she didn't see what happened?
Yes.
There are many theories as to what really happened, and I would love to hear yours.
Wow. Great video. Let's go ahead and subscribe and leave a like. Great channel. Let's see. They make a bunch of videos like this. Yep. We'll have to watch more. Wow, that was great. But, wow, I can't believe that. Y'all have a great rest of y'all's night. And I'll be seeing y'all.